can you pay staff, suppliers, HMRC, etc. before the company enters into liquidation? Well, technically you can, but I would advise that you have to be very, very careful and to seek professional advice from someone like myself, a licensed insolvency practitioner. Yes, you can. So we're looking at a creditor's voluntary liquidation here. So the bank account is still open and you're still in charge of the payment, but you do have a duty as a director. And when the company is insolvent, that duty is to the creditors as a whole. So any payments that you are thinking about making, you need to be able to justify it. And there has to be a commercial reason as to why you made that payment, and it had to benefit the creditors as a whole. And what you have to bear in mind is that when the company enters into liquidation, the liquidator will review all the transactions during that period of when the company was insolvent to make sure that you as a director did everything correctly, and if not, there can be ramifications for yourself. So my recommendation would be to seek advice from the pending liquidator, ask them what their opinion is on the transactions, or if in doubt, just don't make any payments, because if you do it wrong, it can have ramifications for you personally. And sort of the mistakes you could make is to make a preference payment, and essentially what that means is that you've preferred one creditor above the other. So for example, and this comes up all the time, is the company is insolvent, there's liquidation in the near future, they feel sorry for the staff, they've known the staff a long time, the staff have been loyal, so they want to make sure that the wages are paid because the staff have rent, mortgages, children to feed, etc. And I completely understand that. But you're preferring that set of creditors, the staff, above the others. And it's the same with suppliers. It might be someone that's a friend or someone who has been with the business, a supplier that's been working with the business since it was incorporated. So you have that loyalty and you want to pay that supplier. But what you're doing there is a preference payment. You're preferring that one above the others. And unfortunately, in scenarios like this, HMRC are usually left behind. And it's not fair. And that's why you need to hand over the reins to the liquidator. Let the liquidator realise the assets, get the cash at bank, and then distribute that correctly within the law to the right set of creditors. And that way, the liquidator is impartial, they will do it correctly, and it takes the risk away from you. So in answer to the question, can you pay creditors, staff, suppliers, etc. before the liquidation? Technically yes, but it has to benefit the creditors as a whole. It has to be commercially justified, and it will be reviewed by the liquidator, and you can get in trouble if you've preferred one creditor above the others. So I would recommend that instead of making the payments, speak to the proposed liquidator and see what their comments are, and they can give you tailored advice. Okay, thank you.